All right, the Canadian landscape. QNX is 32 years old. It's based in Ottawa. It's done most of its engineering in Ottawa in those 32 years. I think it's become a major supplier to the automotive OEM community over the last 12 years, especially as compute issues needed to evolve in automotive. QNX became more and more relevant for the automotive business. And one of the things we've noticed over that time is we have a tremendous amount of great talent here in Canada. We've not offshored, we've not low costed, we've not best costed. We're all about, designing and architecting, with people that can actually talk to one another, that are right next door to one another and can work together. And, I brought some examples of some amazing academic institution work that's happening right here in Canada. And I think I've heard today we have a very, very strong automotive industry. Especially I learned a lot about what I call hard goods. I don't know that that's the correct terminology, and I apologize. I just figured software and maybe everything else would be a hard good. But please, I apologize if it's an incorrect interpretation of the business. But I think there's things we can do in this country to really, really lead. And one of the things I want to leave you with is that there are efforts in the connected automotive space. Earl and Steve and many of you in the audience know this, that are being driven in a really, really big way by certain governments. Spain, Germany, Japan, China, Brazil, they all have a really, really interesting programs which is taking folks right from university, using federal dollars to create situations where they can work together and collaborate, and they're going to end up leading things. And this was sort of my appeal to all of us to work together to try and find a way to do that here locally in Canada as well. I think we have a tremendous base of people that understand these things. Our per capita PhDs in the region where QNX is located is really second to none in many other places in the world. And we can use all of these smart people to create something, but we need to do it to make sure it's relevant, and it has to be at a scale that puts Canada on the map. So I think collaboration amongst all different folks to really, find a focus and make something happen around some of these things is really, really important to us. Competitive environment. So let me just, throw this down. Steve mentioned, Derek, when you talk, please make sure you address the whole idea of the vision towards 2020. And I think I've already probably said this, right? But I can tell you without doubt, without breaking any NDAs, that cars will drive themselves by 2020. And 2020 is not far away. And I think the impact that has to our business is pretty substantial. Now, will it be every car? No. It's going to happen, like I said, in the premium segment first, unless OEMs change some of their strategies. But it's going to happen. And I think, certainly we're trying to ready ourselves by trying to find the right people to be able to allow for us to be a player in this space. One of the things that is extremely hard for us is finding people that want to be a part of this. So I would suggest there's a labor shortage in Canada of people with the right skill sets to be able to actually help make these programs happen. Asia's investing. They have programs that are funded by nations, by academic institutions, and they have real projects that are garnering international excitement. I'd love for Canada to be a part of something like that. Obviously, to the south, there's not a week that goes by where Google doesn't do something amazing, and the fact that now their autonomous Prius can drive by itself around the state of Nevada is pretty darn cool. Now, is that something that they're going to take to the production side of the business? I don't know. We'll see. But it's pretty amazing what they've been able to accomplish. And I suppose when you're in a situation like that where you are Google, you can essentially do anything. So technology is not the barrier, is really what I'm trying to get across here. And Europe is doing some incredible things. And I really believe that right now they are driving the industry from the software perspective to really be able to realize and achieve what is the true autonomous and connected drive situation. And make no mistake, autonomous and connected are the same in my mind, right? It is the same thing. So some final thoughts from myself, and I hope some of this resonates with you as it does with me. Certainly from an application processor perspective in car, those chips that are actually being put into systems going forward, they are increasing in a way that we have never imagined before. And the reality is that we're going to see horsepower in vehicle that, from a compute perspective, that was only in the large IT infrastructure just a few short years ago. The idea of crowdsourcing and how connected data actually gets shared and how that benefits everybody is a huge topic in our industry. And it's something, of course, that lots of folks want to monetize as well. They want to figure out how to monetize. So it's garnering a lot of discussion. We have to have life safety critical system design. That comes to the whole architecture thing. The idea that machines and machine vision is going to play a big role in automotive, I would say it's 100% real. I mentioned piloted autonomous systems. Augmented reality is essentially layering information onto what you see. And it's going to be a big part of automotive. Think about the fact that you can look out your windshield and it'll be able to draw a line on the ground that isn't there, that actually will tell you how to get somewhere. That's the kind of technology that's actually happening right now. And then I think, I mentioned increased efficiency from cloud-based data. That's going to be a big part of it. We can do these things. It's going to be connected. I really appreciate being involved in the APMA conference, and thank you again so much for the invitation to speak with you today. All the best.